Deborah Ferneyhoff has become Casualty's catch of the day, thanks to a bit of cack-handedness with a fish hook.
I'm actually on holiday with my family. Thought we'd do a bit of fishing.
Baited up with worm and then caught onto her finger, so with the worm like just still hanging out of the hook.
Nice.
I don't think I'll be eating tonight. Not fish and chips anyway.
With only a snagged finger to show for the day's efforts, it's off to radiography for a couple of photos. The X-ray shows the hook is firmly wedged in. But thankfully, Norwich A&E has its own East Anglian angling expert on hand to deliver a fishhook masterclass.
We can see that the hook's nowhere near the bone, and we've got a clear route of exit. We can't clearly see whether the hook is barbed or not, but being a fisherman, I can tell that this is a hook with a micro barb on it, and the way that I can tell that is because the end of the hook isn't totally smooth, it's slightly fat.
What would we do without you, Nurse Bobby? Next port of call is to the doctor, and with the area anaesthetised, they can now embark on getting the hook out. Nurse Bobby, if you would.
What we're going to do is push the hook forward, out the other side of the finger, until the barb is visible. Then we're going to cut the barb off, and then retract the hook.
It's done.
But Deborah still can't sail off into the sunset. Her injury has had a bizarre side effect. The barb has caused her finger to swell, and her rings are stopping the blood from reaching the tip. If left, the tissue might die, and she could lose her finger. Nurse Bobby, how best to tackle this predicament?
I'm afraid we're going to have to cut those off. OK.
So he dives into the A&E toolkit and prepares to set Deborah free.
The more expensive the ring, the more difficult they are to cut because they quite often are much thicker. And I can see from this one's not going to be easy at all. There has been one occasion when, after all our efforts of several hours, we haven't managed to cut the ring, and we've had to actually call the fire brigade in.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that, eh, Deborah? Using brute force and the entire contents of the toolbox, the ring finally comes off.
Let's get that cleaned up, and then you're free to go.
It's all over, thankfully. Now I just need to get back home. I'm sure we'll be fishing again.
Deborah's off the hook. She may have lost her rings, but at least the hospital let her go.
Bye.